Ladies and gentlemen, what is up and welcome back to Champion of the Day 2018 episode number 4, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of my personally favorite fun characters to play. Yondu is just so much fun, he's so fluid, the animations feel amazing, I love playing this character, and if you've been watching the channel for the last like 6 months or so, we've played Yondu so much back when we were doing the Freestyle Master Mode Challenge, because he's just circumstantially a really useful character to have because he has some decent damage but also some very valuable utility as well. So to cover some of the pros of Yondu and the stuff that he has, I think the most famous thing that Yondu is known for in Marvel Contest of Champions is his heal block on his special one, which, you know, is super easy to get up to and continually fire off there. Special one, but the heal block functions in the way the special attack one, 100% chance to apply the heal block, so it's always going to apply, and if the target is regenerating, say if you're fighting like a Wolverine or X-23, then it actually extends that heal block to up to 20 seconds. So this dude, as well as being awesome in damage, like he's really good for certain fights like Realm of Legends Wolverine if you don't have a guillotine, for example. So yeah, I really like that, and also very good for fighting magics. Also, via his Yaka arrow, he has a versatile bleed, and if the target is bleed immune, that actually turns into an armor break. And via the way that the Yaka arrow functions and works, which we'll talk a little bit more about when we get to the gameplay of Yondu, because the Yaka arrow mechanic is sometimes a little bit difficult to understand for newer players, so you know, if I just explain it while we're going through the standard rotation, that's a lot easier. But essentially, some of his attacks in his combo, instead of actually like doing the hit, he's going to throw his arrow at the target instead, and this arrow can actually pierce through enemy block and deal a huge amount of damage, and also, you know, either bleed or armor break depending on whether the opponent is bleed immune or not. So yeah, really cool stuff there. And also, via all of his attacks, he has a 25% chance to steal the target's armor, which, you know, might be useful in certain matchups like Colossus and Unstoppable Colossus, just to gain, well, really remove it from your enemy. And also, for every debuff that he has on his opponent, they generate 10% less power from Yondu's attacks. So that's interesting to bear in mind as well, because via his awakened ability and special one, there are a lot of ways that you can quite often have like 5 debuffs on the opponent. And we'll talk about the awakened ability in a second. Apart from that, the heavy attack is firing the Yaka arrow, and that has plus 50% offensive ability accuracy as well, which is an additional chance to you know, trigger either the bleed or armor break. The special attack 100% offensive ability accuracy, so you're likely to get bleeds off that as well. And the special attack 2 penetrates quite a bit of block, and simultaneously for each special attack activated by the enemy this fight, max of 15, it gains a bonus amount of attack. And this doesn't really amount to anything too huge, but after 15 attacks is a very hard-hitting special. It's not quite Star-Lord damage in terms of its ramp up, but it can be very nice to fire off a special 2 for some super damage after you are quite a way into the fight. And then finally, the special attack 3 has a 100% chance to boost critical rating by a little bit for 10 seconds after. It's not a huge amount, but a nice little chunk there. And also, severely damaged by the Yaka arrow, enemies are unable to trigger abilities during their next special attack. So I believe one of the examples of this, I can't 100% confirm this, but it's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head, is, for example, like against Juggernaut or Unstoppable Colossus, I believe their next special attack, they will not be able to fire off Unstoppable. Again, I'm not 100% sure of that, but I believe that's the way the special 3 works. But again, I guess that there are very limited scenarios when you want to use the special 3. Most of the time playing Yondu, I find I just spam the special 1 for as much bleed as possible. It's just, I really like doing that, and if we're a little bit into the fight, then I fire down the special 2. But you also have Yondu's awakened ability, which is whenever an enemy activates a special attack, they suffer weakness for each debuff they're suffering from at the time of activation, reducing attack by, I believe this goes up to like 30-35% for 5 seconds, but this can trigger off itself. So for example, if you've got 2 bleeds and a heal block, it's going to be minus 75% attack, but then if you are, you know, just about to push over another special threshold and they do it again, then yeah, it could be like minus 150% or something ridiculous attack. So I'll try and show you some examples of that when we get to some fights a little bit later on in the video. But anyway, let's jump into some combat, and I want to explain and hopefully demonstrate quite well how the Yakka arrow works in terms of your standard combo. So we're going to go to the daily expert proving grounds, and I've gone for the Guardians of the Galaxy team synergy. It's probably inferior to the mutant team synergy in terms of overall damage output, but it has a lot of block and there's a lot of additional stuff there, so it's not too bad at all. I thought I'd load that one up. Also, it's just really nice, man, to see all the Guardians of the Galaxy characters grouped up together. So yeah, we're going to start off with Yondu here against the Venom Pool. Again, we do have the class disadvantage, so not necessarily the best fight to start off with. But, oh, we got 10 off auto fight very quickly there. Sorry, that was my bad on the start. So yeah, in terms of the combo, you'll see the Yakka arrow firing off. And I don't want to do it on this fight, just because Venom Pool's a little bit tricky, but you'll start noticing, or you may start noticing, that the Yakka arrow actually triggers off the first and third light attack in any single combo. So if you are to do, like, parry, for example, and then tap again, or wait, do 3 taps in a row, sorry, I messed up, threw a medium in there. Again, it's a little bit tricky, but yeah, you'll see Yakka arrow again, and then medium. So in your standard 5 combo, you have 2 instances of the Yakka arrow, and the Yakka arrow is the one that triggers bleed. So if there are any scenarios where you just want to maximize the amount of bleeds you're getting for whatever reason, then you might want to do stuff like 3 combos like that. So yeah, there's an additional level of complexity and depth to when it comes to playing Yondu in certain scenarios. But again, very, very tricky matchup to start off with. But the next 2 matchups, absolutely perfect for showcasing some of the really awesome abilities of Yondu. Wolverine, we got that regeneration. We're going to take that away straight away as soon as we get up to the special 1. Hopefully he's going to have a regen on him by that point as well. Again, for a free 30, the damage feels awesome, and this character as well just has such a nice synergy with the Deep Wounds Mastery, because, you know, that additional bleed, the duration, just goes quite a nice way into, what is it, not only reducing the enemy power gain, but also increasing the amount of weakness they get whenever they do it. So he's got 4 stacks of minus attack. Let's let him hit me, and see, just dealing absolutely no damage there. Almost minus 100% attack. I think if he had 5 stacks, I'm going to try and get some opponent to 5 stacks and see if they hit me, and that should be minus 100% attack. I don't know if it exactly works like that, but he only hit me for 68 there, so we'll see what's up against the superior Iron Man. But again, if you are looking to, get maximum stacks of weakness, which is very, very good in magic matchups, special 1 spam for more bleeds off that SB1. Alright, we're gonna evade that. Okay, so the plan here, I believe, I want to get another 5 combo, and then bait a special 1. Oh no, I messed up. Oh gosh, a little bit tricky to get down this one. Essentially, I'm trying to get him to trigger his special attack while he's already got weaknesses on, so you can see some of the potentially insane synergy potential there. I was getting loads of my magic matchup earlier, but I was playing very, very aggressively there. Okay, we've only got 1 stack there. Okay, is that going to be enough? Can he trigger it now? There we go, 4 stacks. As you can see, it can stack up quite nicely. And, yeah, I want to try and get to 5 stacks, man. There's got to be some sort of, like, cheese immunity tactic. But, ladies and gentlemen, again, I've only played quite a lot of 3-star Yondu. I'm around my 4-star Yondu a bit. If you are a very, very hardcore Yondu player and you have additional tips and tricks, I try to learn as much as I can about Marvel Contest of Champions, but if you have any pro tips, feel free to leave them in the comments below, man. This is much of a learning experience for you as it is for me when it comes to certain stuff. Okay, let's do this. Let's go over that. Come on, let's go again. Come on, Guillotine, right now. 5 stacks, 0. Are we taking 0 damage? Okay, 5 stacks, we're not taking 0 damage. Very close to 0 damage, though. But yeah, it's fun to see all the stacks of weakness sometimes. Let's fire off the Special 2. Very, very nice. Special 2 as well has some very, very good synergy for finishing fights with the Assassin's Mastery, because it's just a really big, nice chunk burst damage. again, for the average fight, I generally find that, I don't know if it's, I love seeing that special 1 animation, but it's very cool, man. Just such a fun, fluid character to play. Like, I really rate Yondu. So let's clean up this path, take down the final boss, and then I think we'll go ahead and duel magic a couple of times to maybe try and see some of the potential in the magic matchup against Yondu. Because again, with that attack weakness, when she's firing off and entering various limbo stages, that can be a huge detriment to the amount of damage she can dish out via limbo. And plus with all the debuffs, like your attacks are going to be generating less power on magic, which doesn't help too much in scenarios like Mystic Dispersion, but you know, can help, again, further mitigate some of the limbo damage. So many stacks of poison and a heal block here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting bent over by RNGesus. He is not being too kind to us today. But maybe this is a good example. We're just going to attack into the block there. Again, just a really nice amount of damage. Got like 400 and something off that second light attack there. Very nice. Okay, so we've rinsed that Scarlet Witch. And we have a Vision and a Black Bolt to deal with. Okay, I'm gonna get Yondu. I'm gonna give him 1 health. He can have 1 health potion, and I think that's gonna be us done. Well, as long as we don't make too many mistakes, Yondu's still gonna be good for the rest of this one. And Vision Age of Ultron. So again, I believe this is actually the first character that we're fighting that is immune to bleed on this path. So we won't be able to get the bleed off, but in place of it, if we have the right luck, there should be an armor break. I think in scenarios with the armor break, it's probably better just to spam the special too, because the armor break, it's a nice little bonus, and I really appreciate bleed characters that have armor breaks. But Yondu's one, it isn't the strongest armor break out there. Okay, let's fire this off. 2 stacks of armor break. Is it going to be enough? Oh, very close. There we go. Just quickly evade that. Finish off that vision there. Not too bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. Not too bad. I just love the animations, man. It's so good. And then we've got Black Bolt. And who's the final character? I think it's a skill champion. We'll find out in a second. We'll let it be a mystery for a while. Okay, so let's go for Black Bolt here. Well, I'm just trying to think of notoriously bad. I think one of the notoriously bad matchups potentially for Yondu is champion like Cable, man. Where Cable, you know, attacking into him with a bleed character, you're going to get degeneration. So I guess that's one matchup to look out for if you're playing around with Yondu or really any other bleed champion. Fire off a couple. Let's go for a special too. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Again, I don't know why. I don't know exactly which one overall does more damage, but I prefer throwing off like 2 special 1s to 1 special 2. Yeah, I reckon that. I don't know. I feel like that's the right way to play. Unless you're very deep into a fight, then I can see like the special 2 having a decent advantage. But I think just at the start of the fight and for a lot of the short fights, special 1 seems to be the way to go. But again, I'm not entirely sure. That's just off the feeling that I get when I play Yondu. Finally, we got Crossbones. Crossbones, is he going to be a bit of a pain in the ass? Potentially. Nah, we'll see how we get on. He shouldn't be too bad. And again, this is a fight where we're going to be baiting out a lot of special 1s, so potentially some like really good room here for the Yondu damage to ramp up to quite a nice level. Let's go ahead, bait out the special 1. Is he going to come for me, man? There we go. Special 1. Okay, let's try and count how many special 1s we've seen so far. Damn, that's a lot of stacks of bleed. But he only got 1 stack of oh, did he like shrug off? He shrugged off all my stacks of. Okay, maybe Yondu's a pretty bad matchup for Crossbones, because I just saw that he shrugged off like 3 stacks of weakness and just turned it into fury. Okay, we need to be maybe a little bit careful here. Just fire off this special too. Okay, come on. Oh no, I messed up there. Messed up. Okay, we're still in the game. Still in the game. And, oh, that Guardian's perfect block synergy coming through, man. Right, come on, another special one. Need to leave my Yondu a little bit more open. Come on, Crossbones. Let's do this, son. Yeah, boy. Special 2 should be a nice little chunk of damage there. Home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Home stretch. Yeah, I think the special one might be enough to finish it. Yeah, just about, lads. Well, that fight, it wasn't the smoothest, man, but it was still, I think as well playing the Yondu, because we did a Sentry video yesterday that took like 100 and, what was it, 120 something hits on the final boss on the hard lane. Puts it into perspective about how our Sentry's damage is, especially without that Void synergy. But anyway, what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the Alliance interface. Going to go to members, so I can find my boy CLG Anthony, one of the OGs with a magic, still as his profile. The leaderboard at the moment, man, it's just all blades. It's all blades and 4 Ragnaroks, occasional Dr. Voodoo in there. But right, let's see if we can showcase. We need to get a little bit lucky with the bleeds as well. There we go. This should really reduce the amount of limbo damage we take as well moving forward. So we're taking 125 at the moment. Let's kind of keep that number in mind moving forward. If we can just continue to generate stacks. Again, we got 3 stacks of weakness, so that's 220 from that limbo there. So we keep on charging in. Let's try and play as aggressive as possible. So the next one is, again, we keep on losing our stacks at all the wrong points, man. Okay, let's push her up again. Did we get anything there? Oh, well, you know what? We cleaned up that magic, man. It wasn't too bad. Also, not very good timing. Okay, we'll try one more duel against that magic. Because I had just scenarios earlier where we were taking like 200 and a bit damage, and then, you know, she used a special one, we get her over again, and because of the attack reduction, it would be something like, you know, 50, 70 damage. So yeah, it can really have an interesting effect against magic, but again, you do need to get lucky with the bleeds here and there. Alright, let's heal block before she can regenerate back up. A couple of stacks there of minus attack. Oh, -7 attack right, right there. And as you can see, she's not really gaining too much power being struck with all of the debuffs on her, but now they've dissipated, and we are left again, ladies and gentlemen, in the wilderness. And we don't have the attack on Limbo yet. Let's see if we can push her over one more time. Again, it's just fantastic seeing magic's like power barely go up when you get in the zone. So yeah, Yondu, he's not the best magic option out there, but he works. He works for a really, really stacked magic, especially if you can stay in the zone, stay very, very aggressive. Just try and bait out as many special ones, and yeah, keep up that SP1 as well. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed today's Champion of the Day on Yondu. If you did, feel free to smash that like button and let me know in the comments who you want to see as tomorrow's Champion of the Day. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.